Whether through your teacher's lectures or your parents' nags, you will have applied the substance when lounging at the beach and climbing up mountains: sunscreen. Welcome to the 11th episode of Season 1 of Lively Live Life, a podcast by the Information Institute that explains the science behind everyday phenomena. Today's episode is To Tan or Not to Tan. Sunlight is not one unique type of light, but more like a family of different waves that are part of the electromagnetic spectrum. 10% of sunlight is ultraviolet, more commonly called UV radiation, and a third of UV rays pass through the ozone layer and hit the surface. UV light can be split into three large categories: UVA, UVB, and UVC. UVA has wavelengths from 315 to 400 nanometers, UVB from 280 to 315 nanometers, and UVC from 100 to 280 nanometers. In general, the shorter the wavelength, the greater the energy of the wave, so UVC light is the most energetic while UVA is the least. However, UVC is mostly not a concern for us, as it is filtered out by the ozone layer. While UVA and UVB light are not powerful enough to rip apart atoms like gamma rays and X-rays can, prolonged exposure to ultraviolet radiation has been shown to cause a range of different unpleasant symptoms. Sunburns, which manifest as inflamed, reddened, and heated skin, are effects of short-term exposure to UV light. Other effects of prolonged UVA light exposure are wrinkles, skin damage, and premature aging. Unfortunately, the effects of UV light exposure do not just stop there. Most UVB and some UVA light are responsible for the formation of basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and melanoma, the three main types of skin cancer, because of the damage they cause to DNA. In fact, skin cancer is the most common form of cancer. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in their lifetime. Sadly, the survival rate of melanoma, the most serious skin cancer, is 68% in mild cases and 30% in severe cases. But you can prevent all of that with a simple potion-like lotion called sunscreen. Sunscreen works by shielding the body from UV rays. It does this by using two different ingredients: physical blockers and chemical blockers. Physical blockers work by reflecting sunlight streaming onto the skin and are made up of zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. On the other hand, chemical blockers contain chemicals that absorb the sun's UV rays and typically include compounds like aminobenzoic acid, avobenzone, octacellate, octocrylene, and oxybenzone. The effectiveness of sunscreen is measured by the sun protection factor, or SPF. The SPF is a measurement of only the amount of UVB rays that are blocked, and researchers recommend that applying SPF 30 sunscreen every 2 hours is enough to protect you well enough. Contrary to popular belief, the chemicals inside of sunscreen are not carcinogenic, and allergies to them are incredibly rare. Less than 1% of the total population is known to be allergic or sensitive to sunscreen. In contrast, sunscreen has been shown to decrease the risk of squamous cell carcinoma by 40% and melanoma risk by 50%. So just by consistently reapplying a white cream onto exposed skin, you can be shielded from the sun, literally and figuratively.